Welcome to Frank's DIY and Homeowner Help Pussy Willow Challenge. It is day number 23 and we still have some definitive stuff happening and stuff not so much happening. Let's start with the seedlings here. The seedlings continue to grow. Let's see if I can give you a good view of this one. So at about day number 20 or so, the seedlings grew their second set of leaves. See that second sprout at the top? And this one's kind of really leaping forward. Look at how tall that one is. So that's all of them. Let's count them up again. There's a second little sprout down there. Let's see if you can see it. That really hasn't done much. I doubt that's going to be viable, but you never know. So we'll call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 out of about 50 seeds that I put in there. And they're growing. They're growing pretty steadily. All I'm doing now, I'm not putting any more water in the bottom of the tray because it just seemed to flood the soil, and the soil really absorbed it all. So all I'm doing is I'm spritzing the top of it every couple of days. And they're growing. Over here, we've got the roots in the cuttings that were put in here April 20th. So it's 23 days and you can see quite an extensive root system growing now. Almost every one of these cuttings is growing roots. There's only 1 or 2 that are not growing roots. And in the next week or so, I'll probably separate them so that the roots don't get tangled too much, and then put them in separate containers. And then I'll take out the dead ones and chuck them. One thing that's happened that was really notable was as soon as I put these in the water, branches started coming out, right? And those branches all dried up and died. And I think those were probably branches that were already happening before I took the cutting. So it continued to happen, but then when the plant finally got around to realizing the shock of the fact that it was cut off a tree and then stuck in water, those initial branches and growths all died off. And these have started coming out now. So we do have new leaves coming, and of course having roots is really the most important thing. But let's see if I can find some old growth. Yeah, so this right here was an original growth that has just basically dried up and died. So I was initially a little concerned about that, but I think the bottom line is that if you have roots, you have life and you have growth. So you can see more stuff popping up there. So I think by next week, the next step is to separate these cuttings, get them into separate vases so that they don't get too tangled up. And then they're getting pretty close to being able to plant, I think. You've got the initial root structure, and then you've got all the outgrowths coming out of the root. So it's looking pretty healthy and it's looking pretty viable. So hopefully within 2 weeks we will plant these, and I'll give you another video within a week when we divide them up. Over here, these are the ones that I just stuck in dirt, in soil. And again, hard to tell whether they're alive or not. They're certainly not showing much signs of life. Watering them every other day, keeping the soil pretty moist in there, and just seeing if they're going to take. If they do, all I'm going to do is plant this outside and keep this as it is, as a low bush, right? Keep trimming it down as a low bush. And then I'll have seedlings to give to friends to commemorate COVID, trees to plant outside and to give to friends, and that's it. This experiment keeps going on. So thanks for joining me, and yeah, if you're out there and you want to do some cuttings or plant seeds, something that is fun to do during COVID. It's nice to see things growing and alive when we're talking about all this viruses and sickness and death. So thanks for joining me.